Hi guys. So in today's video, we will make a simple game with SwiftUI so that you guys can understand like the basics of SwiftUI and how to make basic UI and how to do data management in your app. Okay, so let's create a new project. You can choose your platform, iOS, macOS, watchOS, tvOS, or you could use multi-platform and that will work everywhere. So we will choose multi-platform app, hit next, and we will name our project tap and play. And you don't have to do anything else, just hit next. We don't want to use core data and we don't want to use CloudKit for this simple app. So hit next. Let's create it on our desktop. Okay, so let me make the window size a little bigger so you guys can see better. Let me hide this. So as you can see, we get this shared folder, and that's where all your shared code is going to reside. And these are platform folders. So if you want to write something specific to that platform, for example, macOS or iOS, you can have those files here. But in general, you want to write everything in shared as much as possible because you want to share your code between iOS and macOS. So let's go to this file, tap and play app.swift. So this is our main app file, and you can see we are importing SwiftUI, and we are creating a structure that would be our main app structure. That's called tap and play app, and this is our app. And our app has a body that is the scene of our app. So that's the scene that gets displayed on the screen on your iPhone. We also have this window group, and that is because uh, on iPad and Mac, you could have multiple windows. So that's why you could create multiple window groups and have different kind of views there. But in general, you would only have one window group. And there you will have the content view. That would be the view that you see on the app. So the entire app that is going to be displayed on your iPhone would be the content view. So let's go to the contentview.swift. And here you see your content view. That again is a structure and it's a view. It's a SwiftUI view with a body. So whatever you write inside this body is going to be displayed on the screen. So currently we just have this text view with the padding. If you see on the right side, you have this space, and that is for previewing this view that you are going to see on your iPhone screen. So it says automatic preview updating paused. So let's resume the preview. So we had the macOS target selected, but let's use iOS for now. So I've changed it to iOS 12. Now it's loading the preview. Okay, it has loaded the preview of our app in iPhone 12. So as you can see, this is the only view that is there. That is a text view that says hello world with padding outside of it. And as I hover over this text, you can see a bounding box appears around it, hello world. That's a representation of this view. It is having this string hello world and padding around it. And if you see here, struct content view previews, and it's a preview provider. And this piece of code is the one that is actually showing you this preview on the iPhone on the right side. So that's just calling the content view and it's getting displayed inside this iPhone. So that's something Apple has made so that we can easily preview our view, that is content view, inside the iPhone. So let's talk about our main view here, that is content view, that is being used as the main view of our app. So what we are going to do is we are going to design a game that will display the score at the first screen and will have a play button. And when you press that play button, you will go to a next screen where you will again see the score. But when you tap on the score, score is going to increase. And when you get back to the main screen, the score is going to be updated on the main screen as well. So let's start. Let's change this hello world to score, and we have to fill the score here. Yeah, so for our score, let's create a class called game settings, and it will have a property called score. That would be an integer, and initially score is going to be 0. And now what we want to do is we want this content view, that is a SwiftUI view, to have this to display this score. So here we will create a state object we want uh, because we want to maintain a state in the app that will hold the score for us. So for that, we will create a state object, and we will create our game settings object, and we will initialize it. Let me expand that a little bit. Now it says, the export says, a generic struct state object requires that game settings conform to observable object. So because we are going to make this game settings a state object so that the content view can use the score that is part of the game settings. And as the score changes, it wants to update its body to reflect the new score. So what's saying is, for that to happen, we need to declare our class observable so that our content view can observe this game settings object. So let's make our class observable by just appending this colon observable object. So we are declaring that game settings is actually an observable object. And once you do that, so let's display our score here. We'll say game settings dot score. And it has paused the preview on the right side. So let's resume it. As you can see, the score is displayed as 0. Now, what we want to do is we want to create a play button. And when you press the play button, it should go to the next screen. So for that, what we have to do is we have to create a navigation view because we want to navigate to a next screen. So we will put our text view inside the navigation view. And once you are inside the navigation view, what you can do is you can use something called navigation link. And as you can see, it has an initializer that takes a string and destination. We will use that. And what we want to call it is play. And the destination would be a new view. For now, we will call it test. So this new view will just have a text inside it. And let's run our app and see if that navigation link is working. So to run our app, we will hit this play button on the top. But as you can see, we don't see this navigation link anywhere on the screen. So what's wrong here? So let's stop playing it and hover over this text to see its bounds. So you can see this text is expanding to whole screen. So it's covering the whole screen, and that's why this navigation link is not showing. So because we are using navigation view, we want to put a stack. We want to put these two views in a V stack so they are laid out vertically. So let's see now. So now you can see we got text here. That is score 0. That is showing our score. And we got this navigation link play that will go to this destination SwiftUI view that is just a text view. So let's run our app again. And if you press this play button, you can see we go to a new view with test inside it. And we can also go back. Now what we want to do is make another view for our second view. So let's create another structure. We will call it play view, and that would be a SwiftUI view with a body. And in this body, we will have a text that will say play. We'll have a score here. But currently we don't have score inside the play view, so we will leave it at that for now. And instead of going to the destination view, now we will use our new play view as the destination view in the content view. So let's resume. And if we hit the play button, we go to a view that is showing just play here. Now what we want to do is we want to show the same score that is on the main screen inside this play view. So for doing that, we need to communicate these game settings to the play view. We cannot create a new state object because it will be different from this state object. What we want to do is share this state object with the play view. So to do that, SwiftUI provides you something called EnvironmentObject. So you can say EnvironmentObject and pass it the game settings object. And once you do this, this object game settings will be available to any view that is inside this. So as you can see, this navigation link destination view is the children of this content view. So the game settings is going to be available as an environment variable to the play view. To access an environment variable from the ancestor view, we say environment object var and game settings equals to, let's call it game settings. You can call it anything, but we will stick to game settings. And you just define the type of it. So you're just saying that I want an environment object that is of type game settings that has already been set on my ancestor view. And as you can see, the ancestor view, that is content view, has already set a game settings object on the environment. So it will get the same object here. So now you can use this game settings object and get the score. And we also wanted to enable tapping to increase the score. So we can call on tap gesture, and that's a declarative API that you can use to execute something when user taps on this view. So what we want to do is we want to increase the score. So you say game settings dot score plus equals to 1. So when you tap on it, it will increase the score by 1. So let's resume and check it out. Okay, now let's press the play button and we can see it says play and our score is 0, just as we did here. And once I press on it, as you can see, nothing happens. So what's wrong here? Why didn't this work? So one thing that we are missing here is even if we are observing this game settings object, because it's an observable object, this score variable that you see here, that is an integer, is not published. So nobody gets an update if score changes. So if you're changing the score, this SwiftUI doesn't realize that a score has changed. So it doesn't know it needs to redraw the body. To SwiftUI, it seems that game settings.score is 0, and so it's displaying the score 0. And in here in the play view, again, it realizes the score is 0, so it displayed the score as 0. But when we clicked on it and we increased the score by 1, nobody is there to tell SwiftUI that this has changed. It has already drawn this text object, and it is happy because it does not know that this is changing. So to tell SwiftUI that this score can change, And whenever this changes, you have to redraw whatever view is using it. So to do that, what we do is we have a keyword in SwiftUI called published. So now what you're saying is this score variable that is an integer is published, meaning whenever this score changes, publish an event to all of its users to let them know that the score has changed so they can redraw them. So now let's resume again and see if this works. So we click on play and it shows play 0. Let's click on it again. Now, as you can see, score increases by 1 and it shows play 1. So that means the score has been increased by 1 and the play view is also updated according to that. We can keep clicking on that to increase our score. And when you go back, you can see on the main screen as well that the score has been changed. You can press the play again and play some more and increase the score. And when you get back, the main screen shows the new score. So this was a very simple app, tap and play, to teach you guys about how you manage data in SwiftUI and how you keep your views updated with the latest data. And you also learned about published properties, StateObject, and EnvironmentObject along the way. So published properties are used to tell SwiftUI views that this variable can change, and when this changes, we have to update the views that are using it. I think now you would be comfortable using this state object to maintain data in your app, and then also like you can use the environment object to pass that data to other views, so that different views can use the same data model. I hope you guys liked it. If you have any questions, comment down below. And if you're new here, do subscribe to see more contents like this. And I'll see you in the next video.